Well, all right, quick garden tour, and I mean quick because it's starting to rain. All right, there's the green beans, and you know, we just went through and weeded all of those and got them cleaned up. Onions still plugging along. Some of the littler ones are fizzling, so they'll get pulled out in the next couple days. But the bigger ones are still growing, so thank goodness, you know, that's great. These are the potato plants. Like I said, just planted a few, but they're starting to get kind of puny. So probably about this time next week, I'll be digging the potatoes, pulling the mulch back and seeing what we've got. So now, tomatoes, they're all doing fine. I think this one may be a big beef, or it's a Mr. Stripey, that's right. No, this is big beef. And this one right here is the Mr. Stripey, and it's doing okay. It's got some decent tomatoes on it, and they're all pruned now, all in good shape. These last four, some of them aren't as big, some of them are okay. They're all for Golden Jubilee, which is my favorite. So they're doing okay. Glance across at the next bed. That's the rhubarb. Not looking fantastic, but it's doing okay. And the rest of the bed I've gotten, it needs weeding pretty bad. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow. You know, like I say, do a little bit and do it often. Don't try to kill yourself all at once. But it's actually another asparagus patch. These are awful little ones. They didn't do as well as I hoped, but they're here. All right, and there is the corn. Now, the old saying used to be knee-high by the 4th of July. I'm here to tell you that the shorter ones in the bed are about my chest, if not to my chin. So that the corn is charging along. Got the electric fence a pumping, so you know, there's marigolds here and there. Now, down through the center of the bed is the squash, the buttercup winter squash, and they're blooming all over the place. Don't know how well they do. I've never grown them before, but they always was an interesting looking variety to me. And there against the poles in the back are the cucumbers. And I've picked 3 or 4, and if you look, you can see, you know, right there's another one that'll probably be ready to pick about tomorrow. So hopefully by, you know, sometime soon, we'll have them be where I can make some pickles. All right, now here's the last bed. Now this one, that tomato is a big beef. And the poor thing, I think it's a big beef. But the poor, it may be a stripey. It could be, I don't know. That one got frosted off, and it was just a little tiny bit of green at the bottom of this tomato plant, still in its little cup from Bonnie's Plants. But like I say, it had that little bit that was still alive, so I kept it and kept watering it, and it's grown. It's starting to look like it might make a tomato or two. So I had room in this bed, so I just went ahead and put it in. Didn't figure there's anything I could lose. And I'm not even going to prune this one I'm just going to let him sprawl on the straw, which is okay. I've done it before, and it works out pretty good. And he's got room in this bed, so we'll just let it grow natural and see how that works. All right, now right up there is the lone peanut. And it's growing, but not very fast. It's not doing much. So we'll see. I don't expect that's really going to do anything, but we're going to let it have a go at it. Okay, there's the 2 eggplants, which are growing. Getting holes in the leaves. I'm going to have to probably put a little 7 on them or something, you know. But they're blooming again, so we'll see. You know, hard to tell. And then these are the 2 pepper plants. Nothing amazing. This one at the end's got a pepper on it that's about as big as the whole plant, you know. So, and that one's got a pepper growing on it. So a couple of them. So they're just now kind of starting to look like they're going to grow. We'll see. It's no big hardship one way or the other. So I'll walk around here. Of course, that's the established asparagus, you know. Now what I'm going to do, you see all the seed pods on these things, which they do every year. I'm going to come in here in a few days or a couple of weeks, and I'm going to cut some of the stalks that have some of those seeds, and I'm going to carry them over there, and I'm going to lay them on that bed where the little asparagus is, and maybe we'll get a few more crowns started that way without going out and having to buy any more. So, all right, there's a garden tour. All right, well, here's just a minute or two of seeing the girls. They're just clucking around there, making chicken sounds. I just moved them this morning. I've been moving them every day. It used to be that I could move them every couple days, but now they tear up that grass quick enough that, boy, about every day they need fresh grass. Well, okay, now I've got these 2 buckets of carrots. I've got 4 altogether, but these 2 are starting to look a little shop worn. So what I'm going to do, the others still look really dark green and pretty and seem to be growing, but these 2 look like they're kind of suffering. So we're going to pull these 2 and see what the carrots come out to be. Now, if they're still small, I'll leave the other ones grow for a little bit longer, another month maybe. If we're getting some decent carrots, then fine, I'll pull all 4. So let's get at this.
Wait, can I pull?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay. This is a double carrot. He sprouted. That's not bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you always have some little bitty ones.
Oh, is that right?
Because they're big next to the edge maybe and didn't get as much water. That's not terrible.
Ooh.
They're not very big, but they're girthy enough that I can do something with them. Now, this may not be the perfect variety, and that's what we're testing. You know, I haven't found the perfect variety yet, honestly. But, well, that one's white. We won't use that. So, anyway, I have had them grow clear to the bottom of the buckets before, and that was kind of what I was hoping for here, but it doesn't look like they just didn't do too good. Now, they got watered daily, you know, and they've got enough width to them, but they just didn't get any length.
This one's not bad.
No, that's not terrible. Now, this is the kind of carrot you just feed to the rabbits.
This one's not.
Yeah, well, like I say, they're okay, but width-wise, they're not very long.
Oh, this one would have had like 4.
Yeah, that's not good. So, all right, I believe we're getting a fairly consistent result. I think I'm going to leave the last 2 buckets and let them grow another month.
This is amazing.
Yeah, that's a weed ball. Because we're just not the length we need. Well, all right. That's enough for carrots. Well, all right. Here's our harvest. Not fantastic. Like I say, we'll leave the other 2 buckets to grow for a while. And I'll keep researching varieties. And we've got a few green beans. Got just the first little picking. Not a huge bunch of them, but about a dozen. And there's tons of them on the plants. So here, I'll just save those in the refrigerator. 3 or 4 days, I'll be able to cook a mess of green beans. What do you think, Bob? Is it okay? Yeah. Well, all right. I want you all to have a quality day.